That we're starting in July. We're asking good students and people who are in the profession to help us recruit for this class. We're very fortunate the first year we have some grant money, so we don't have to have a big class. It's not the kind of school that has to make money for the first 2 years. So we can be kind of particular, we can try to get the right students, the right people that want to go into journalism, and spend an extra year studying and pick up some skills we think we're going to need in the future. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Second goal, I've been working for, it's going to be embarrassing, 34 years in journalism. Minus 10 of which. And the biggest change I have seen, particularly for journalists, we started out just typing. That was one job, be a reporter. What we're seeing more and more over the world, and what probably is going to happen in India sooner than we think, is if you're going to be a journalist, you're going to need every skill. You're going to come into an office in the morning, and at the news meeting, you're going to say, not quite a story. You're going to say, go to this news. And they're going to give you a camera like he's showing up right now, a little flip cam, does video, a little bit of audio. And they may tell you that video, it's audio for podcast, it's still photo for website, write on a blog, write for newspapers. And they're going to expect you to know how to do all of that. We've seen this all over the world, the hiring patterns. It's even starting here. We were over at CNN a week and a half ago, and they were saying that this is what we want in a year or so. This is the kind of journalists we want to hire out of university. I'll let you talk a little bit, a little later on with this experience. This is the biggest change in journalism right now. We see it all over the world. And that's kind of what we're specializing on at the school here. Today, Adam's going to talk about still photography. For people who have a little time at the end, he's going to talk about multimedia, just to give you a little bit of interest in it. I'm going to hand out some papers a little later next week in the same spot. We're going to do something on news writing. And again, it's going to be based a little bit on news writing for the future, all these different things, not just for the newspaper, but for all different kinds of journalism. So we're going to kind of keep trying to do these every week, one for anybody who wants to talk about these skills. And this really is a discussion. This isn't like a lecture like this. But people with different experience levels, people coming from different places. So the idea is to sort of share the experiences we have, look at some of the stuff we have here. And we're also open to suggestions on things that people want to learn and they want to discuss. And here to welcome Adam this morning, which I'm thrilled that he's here. I'll let him talk a little bit more about himself, but just very quickly. His dad left India in 1975 and resettled in the United States. He is now 35 short years later, has returned to India. He's going to work here probably for the next 2 or 3 years. He is a good example of what I'm talking about. About halfway through his college career in the United States, he was thinking about being a print journalist and typing. And he had a professor come up to him and say, I think you better learn these other skills, because by the time you get out of school, you're going to need them. You're going to get hired in America. You're going to need more than just being able to look at a report or go to a press conference and come back and write a story. So that's what he has done. He's a multimedia journalist in the true sense of the word, and I'll let him talk about what he's doing, what he's done in America, and what he's going to try to do here. I'm also thankful that he's going to be on our faculty here a little bit, because his other specialty in the United States is what we call FOI, which is freedom of information, but it's actually identical to RTI. It's just a different acronym, but the idea is pretty much the same. We've had it a little longer in the United States, but honestly, our journalists have not taken advantage of it nearly as much as they could. I think that's sort of agreement in India. India is an amazing place, and the common citizens are using this wonderful law you have even more than journalists are at this point. When we talk about things we want to do in the school in the future, a couple things we really will try to emphasize are these multimedia skills, so people are ready to come out for the jobs. We're being told will be available by the time we finish. And we'll work on writing information stuff and encouraging journalists on how to be able to get through the red tape, get it to it more quickly, and how to use all these tools we have now, present the stories.